let's say that your NSO has already a national admin and that you are ready to approve a project. So how do you do it? So the first step is go to the platform, donate.scout.org, and you don't need to create a separate account. This platform is linked to the credentials that you have started on scout.org. So it is important that if you don't have a scout.org account, you share, once you create your account, your email that you use to register on scout.org, so we can give the national admin the admin rights of their NSO into the Scout donation platform. So as those two platforms are linked, you don't need to create a new account. You just need to let us know which credentials you use so we can link you to your admin rights. So once you click login and register, you can proceed to this tab that says projects. And just before I go further, we have received some questions of scouts that when they log in, they get an error message that says no national organization assigned. And this means that when you created your scout.org account, you didn't select which NSO do you belong to. And this is quite important because as we link you with your NSO, we need to know where are you coming from. So if you get this message, it's really easy. Just go back to scout.org, modify your profile, and make sure to fill the blank that says NSO, and you can select from a drop-down menu your NSO. And then come back to the Scout donation platform, and you will be able to continue the next step. All right. So once you log in, and if you get that message, you got that solved, now you know how to solve it, then you go to the tab here that says projects. Here, you will be able to see all the projects from your NSO and all their status too. We have draft projects, projects pending for approval, projects that have been funded, projects that have been not funded and they are being transferred all the money back to their donors. So here you can see and monitor how are the projects going and into which status they are. So I would recommend you to filter by status, and here you can know which projects are pending for approval. So let's say that you have a project pending for approval, and then you click on the project, and the next thing that you will see is this screen. This is a test screen, and here you can see the name of your scout, and this is how you can check if that scout is part of your NSO. And also, if you still have more questions, you can go to the user tab, and they are there too with the further more information about them. So you have these two options to make sure that these scouts are from your NSO and also registered actively with you. So once you have checked that, then you can proceed to we have here in the admin panel, we have some options. In case the scouts requires, or someone, for example, a scout troop, which are underage, someone created a project, and the project needs to be transferred to someone else, you can make sure that by clicking here, you can transfer the project to anyone else within the request of the project owner, if that's the case. We have created these options. We have some cases before, but only if the project owner requests it that way, it can be done. Next, if you have a question for your scout, or after you review the project, you can have an inquiry and give feedback to your to the project. Maybe let's say, maybe you can think about a new title. This title is too long, or your crowdfunding goal is way too high for what you're trying to achieve. If that's the case, can you leverage a little bit more? Why do you need that much money? Or simply like there are no pictures attached. We need to know at least one or two pictures so for your donors to know what is happening behind the screen. So here you can click and you can send a message. They will get the message that directly so they can improve their project. Next, we have an emergency tab, which is for the projects that you just saw in the beginning of the presentation, such as the one from Mexico and the one from the Philippines. So if it is a emergency relief effort, NSOs can create projects to start crowdfunding through emergency relief crowdfunding projects, if that makes sense. So you simply create the project and then you click here in emergency. And if you go back to our main page, projects that have this tag, they have a red tag in the picture that says emergency project. And that allows possible donors to know that your project needs emergency attention and funding today. Next, you can select how visible you want to make the project by a small drag button that you can select. Maybe you want to make it super visible because it's a really important project or an emergency project, so you can play with that too. Next, below, you can find the summary, locations, donors, updates, comments, and gallery. And this is the part when it's really crucial that the national admin needs to sit down and take a minute and review these projects. Make sure that everything is filled, that the overview, they explain what, why, when, how, and they give a little bit of information about their project. What are the benefits that they're trying to address in their own project? What are the impacts that they're trying to address in the community? If there is any risk involved, it's really important to make sure that they mention. Even if they mention that there are no risk involved, try to reach out and say like, okay, try to think if there's something. If there's not, then we can go green on this. Make sure that there's a little bit of information of who they are. Projects that have this part tends to be funded faster because the possible donor can make a close connection with the project owner, and this allows to see their passions and their capabilities too in this section. So the platform doesn't allow to ask a project for approval if all these fields are not completed. The summary part, the locations, the donors, and updates, comments, and gallery. Summary, locations, and gallery are a must for projects to be published. So really pay close attention to those three. Donors, updates, and comments can come after the project has been published. All right, so let's say that you have reviewed the project and that there is no feedback, everything looks good, the profile picture looks okay, the target campaign looks fine, the scout that submitted, it's part of your NSO or NSA. So you have two options here. One, you click approve, and then there's no way back. That project goes automatically live into the front end of our platform. Or you can click on decline, and the project owner will get also a notification, and they get a second chance to improve their project. So we have these two options, approve and decline.